We're with the Roberts family at University High School, a family of coaches. Debbie on the left, Preston in the middle, Justin on the right. Combined, they coach 7 teams here at the school. And both Debbie and Preston were Coach of the Year in their respective sports in the fall. And Debbie for girls bowling, Preston for boys golf. Tell us about the fall. You know, for Debbie, this was your first opportunity as a coach at any level, from what it sounds like.
Yes, it was.
So tell us about your experience and what you guys were proud of from the fall.
As far as my team goes, I was really proud of both the girls and the boys bowlers. They've had a tremendous turnover, unfortunately, with coaches. I was their 4th coach in 5 years, or something like that. But dedicated athletes, really dedicated to their sport. Adopting the bowling team was not just adopting the athletes of the bowling team, but also the community and parents. And I really felt like everybody worked very hard to achieve what they achieved. Both boys and girls won the conference for the first time in several years, and the girls ended up winning district and doing quite well at state, as well as one of my boy bowlers, Michael. So.
And our golf season obviously was very successful. These 4 boys, basically 5 boys, they stuck with it for 4 years. And the defining moment to me was we lost to Spruce Creek in the middle of the season in a playoff by 1 stroke. And I told them then, I said, this is just a dual match. What I want is I want the Volusia Flagler, I want the 5-star, and I want the district championships. And I said, and we can do that. You see how close we are. And sure enough, we ended up winning the Volusia Flagler, the 5-star conference, the district, and throw in a little bonus, we actually we won the regional as well. So it was a great season, especially for those guys that stuck with it for the whole 4 years.
Justin, what about watching your parents as coaches, and is there any pressure considering how much success they have when you get into weightlifting now?
Yeah, I told my mom that she's making me look bad. I said it's not supposed to be this easy. Her first year doing it and getting her girls and boys to do it. But there's not a lot of pressure. I mean, I grew up with my dad being a football coach, and really. I think, and they'll say as well, I mean, you have years where you have exceptional years, and then you have years where you're kind of rebuilding. And I think that the biggest thing is just developing the athletes, building a respectable program to where, you maybe don't have the highs and lows, you kind of have the middle, and every now and then occasionally you have a great year where you go on a run. But I mean, my dad's golf team the last few years, I mean, they've been really respectable and competing. And so I think with the weightlifting, just like with the bowling, I was just trying to establish some stability. There's been a couple coaches the last few years, so trying to get it together, and then being able to do the girls this year, kind of making it a program, to where even though boys and girls weightlifting season are in different times of the year, not having 2 separate teams, really being one team. They have the same gear, they come to the meets, they cheer each other on, and so that's kind of what we're striving for with that.
But it is kind of competitive because she comes out in her first year and wins Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
I've been coaching for 34 years, and this is my first one. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys all have similar styles coaching-wise? Are you different in a lot of respects?
I would say I think we're similar, and the only reason I say that is because we all believe in a strong work ethic. Yeah. We also believe it's equally important to be successful outside of sports in the classroom and to be a good individual. Like when I met with the parents and the bowlers and I laid out the expectations, I wanted to help develop the student as a person, help them work on interpersonal skills, be successful not only in their sport but also in class and in the community. And now we've raised our children to be the same way, right?
Well, that's what he grew up. Of course, he was my ball boy when I was coaching football, so he's seen the way that I've treated.
All county ball boy, by the way. All county.
He's seen the way that I've treated kids, and the fairness, and so is my wife, and so it's been really a family affair for a long, long time. Even though I've been a coach for 34 years, she's been right there with me, and of course, he's seen everything since he's been growing up.
And she was the team mom on every little league team, and you could hear her in the stands, believe, screaming and cheering us on. So I mean, it was her first year coaching, but it wasn't like she was completely, and being a high school head coach like he was back for football, she had to experience a lot of the good and bad that come with it. So she knows all about it.
How has this changed the family dynamic, and how do you guys get along as a coaching staff when you have so much responsibility throughout the course of the year?
I can tell you that I appreciate her coming on staff because I'm not a computer person and I need help with that. And I've asked him. Now I can rely on her to help me with a lot of that emails.
But it does take a lot of juggling of schedules.
It does.
Because, like, you know, for boys weightlifting season and girls weightlifting season, you know, you always need judges. And he did weightlifting for 10 or 15 years. And so I've said, you know, hey, can you judge for this meet coming up? And he goes, well, let me look at the golf schedule. Let me look at the tennis schedule. And so it makes the falls interesting. You know, they helped work with it around too, because he helped me on Friday nights in the booth. So, you know, they would maneuver their schedules, and then if we had a Thursday night game, it was kind of like, you know, trying to juggle things around. But, you know, it is funny, though, when you tell the kids to go see Coach Roberts for this sport, and they're like, which Coach Roberts do I go to? But we get it figured out.
Well, and the other thing is I'm like a very organized planner. So, for example, I reserved the vans because I felt confident my girls and my boys. I thought my boys would go to state too, so I'd reserved the vans. So yeah. Unfortunately, the boys did not. Only one ended up going to state, but my husband's team did qualify. So guess what? Guess who needed the vans? Well, I'd already reserved it. It's like, you're kidding me. I'm like, well, you know, I plan ahead, honey.
That's all right. So, I would have.
But see, we got Coach Coach Roberts anyway. She said Roberts for the van. We got it.
Right. Exactly.